Hey all, it's end of January 2019 here in Portland, Oregon, and as the rest of the country freezes, it's actually a beautiful day out here, 50 degrees and sunny. So I thought I'd take my car out here, and you may not recognize what this is. It's actually a car that's been featured on the channel before. This is the 1/8 scale Kyosho DBX VE 2.0 four-wheel drive RC car. Funny thing about it is it's had quite a few upgrades and modifications, so that may be why you can't quite recognize it at this point. But I'm going to give you a little tour of what I've done to it recently, and then show you it running on 3S. First thing I should mention, of course, is that the body is new. This is a body designed for a Mugen vehicle, the MBX7R or something like that. You can't really get any custom bodies for the Kyosho DBX. Actually, well, I should say that Kyosho's own 8 scale racing vehicles, their bodies would fit here, but I didn't really like the look of them. I really love the look of this. This is from Proline, and I decided to try it out, and it mounted up pretty well. I had to make a couple of modifications because the chassis is a little bit different, different size, different shape, and had to make some clearance for I think the servo here, servo link in front. But anyway, I thought it looks pretty good. And I also changed out the rear wing. That's from Buggy Design. I had to make a custom mount, and actually, what I did here was I actually cut away most of the original Kyosho wing that was mounted pretty low on the car, and used it to kind of mount this new wing on top of. So it's pretty flexible, but I don't really mind that because I usually use this for bashing, and this prevents the wing from snapping off. So it actually works out pretty well. So inside, also we have a ton of upgrades. Well, we've got the shocks. These are Duratrack shocks from the 835E 8 scale vehicle. We've got the lockup tires from also from Duratrax, and then here we've got the Mamba X speed control and Castle's 2400 kV 1415 series motor. That's like their largest 10th scale motor. It's a little bit small for 8 scale. It's not typically what's used in an 8 scale car. This is a pretty light vehicle, so it actually works out quite well. You could probably use this motor in most 8 scale cars, actually. I did try it in my 8 scale truck, and it overheated. So it wasn't great in a heavy application, but it's great on this vehicle. Another thing I did here was I made some modifications to the battery mount to fit a 3S, a Lipo. The car is actually compatible with 3S apparently out of the box, but really you can't fit a 3S battery in there. So what I did was, instead of using the battery strap that comes with a plastic strap that goes across here, and it really doesn't, you can't fit anything but a 2S underneath, I put in a Velcro strap from one of my Techno vehicles, wrapped it around the battery box, and for the most part the battery stays put. Yeah, it really doesn't move much at all, so it's great that way. And that's about it, I guess. Well, I've got stabilizer bars on here from Kyosho, and I've got the universal drive shafts up in front because I was popping drive shafts out. So these are universals up front. I don't have them in the rear. So that's. Oh, I also have one other major. I just saw it peeking through the plastic here. I've got a ProTech ultra high speed, low profile servo in here. It's a little bit hard to see. There you go. Let's see. It's hiding in there. It's a low profile but very high speed and high torque servo. I wanted faster steering response, and I got it. So this is a lot better than the stock servo. I think the stock servo has something like 83 ounce-inches of torque, and this has something like, I don't know, I can't even quite remember, 250 or 300. Anyway, it's a very powerful servo, and you get it at A-Main Hobbies if you're interested in that. That's an A-Main Hobbies brand, ProTech. So those are all the upgrades on this vehicle, and I'm going to show you it running on 3S. So I'm in a pretty hilly area here. It's going to be a little hard to keep the car on camera. So let's give it a try. I'll just do a quick run here so you can see kind of how this thing performs, how fast it is on 3S. it can get it can get out of sight pretty fast here. Got a little girl here who's interested in checking out this car. I better keep it away from her so I don't hit her. Whoa. You never know who you'll pick up as an onlooker when driving an RC car at the park. So I think you get the idea. It's pretty fast, handles pretty well. It's a big upgrade from stock.